Hello, I'm Philip Stoughton. I'm here at Productronica 2023 and I am on the booth of Co-Young talking to Petra from KATEK. Good to talk to you. Always interesting to hear what's going on in the world of digital transformation. Key areas this year have been all about the supply chain and all about dealing with this bullwhip effect, seeing how it's impacting us in the EMS industry, but also your customers. How can digital transformation help give some visibility into the supply chain and improve what's happening?
Thanks, Phil. It's a great question to KATEK, and we did a lot of things the last year. So we brought our whole supply chain from customer until the supplier and everything which is in operation on a new level. And we have the whole transparency. And we did that with, let's say, first steps in digitalization. We have everything in a cloud-based tool. We have a planning tool, which is, I would say, very famous for us and helps us a lot, so that we can really track the supply chain, the availability from our suppliers through our operation to give really a best-in-class customer commitment, and this is very important to us. I believe that the EMS, also like KATEK, to make a difference to our competitors, we must be reliable for our customers, and we need a very good operation.
Yeah, I think operations are absolutely essential, and I mentioned to you earlier that I was calling 2024 the year of efficiency, and I think in supply chain that's fundamentally important because we have had inefficiencies where people have over-ordered. Is this venture going to give more transparency to your customers as well, so that will they be able to look all the way through KATEK down the supply chain and see which parts are going to challenge them going forward?
Yeah, that's what this was our target the last year, and I would say on all the entities where we have implemented it, we can give the utmost transparency. Also on the operation, we know the cycle times, and we know the availability on the supplier side. And this helped a lot. And if we talk about, let's say, strengths in 24, I would say KATEK is already in good shape. So we have done training because we reduced our inventory year over year around about 30 million, which is close to 50%. And it looks like that we become with our days inventory outstanding below 110 days, which is for us leading the category, and we have not so many customers with high volume. We are more, let's say, diverse. We have a huge portfolio from our customers with also small and exotic variants, high variants. And so I would say we are doing here very, very good. And this was as the first step. Yeah. So next year becoming higher efficiency also in our operation will help us again, and we make the second step. So we become even stronger.
Yeah, absolutely. And that inventory has been stuck in the supply chain for some time. It's kind of a glut of inventory that's worked its way through you. Some of it's finding its way to customers as well, and that's slowing down their pull demand as well. Is that something that's visible in your digitally transformed supply chain tools?
Yes, totally. So we have the whole transparency about the demand changes with a very, very good tracking on the customer side, because this demand changes we can only allow if we can confirm it from the supply and operation side. So, and then we can go the change with the customer. It makes no sense going all these ups and downs from the customer. Before we take that, we always like to evaluate and then having a look on it and then give a commitment, and then we take the changes into our system. So. Yeah.
Okay. And digital transformation doesn't happen in isolation. You have to have buy-in from your customers, obviously, but almost more importantly, further down the supply chain, are your suppliers keen to improve this data-driven partnership?
Yeah, I think for our suppliers, the more we become stable, it helps them as well. And this is our target, to keep our business stable. So take the agility, the volatility out, also the noise. And this, I would say, this is still our target, and there we still work on it. So I got good feedback from the supplier as well from our customers the last time. Yeah.
And when you're doing this, are you developing tools in-house, or are you finding tools on the market and adapting them?
We go both ways. First of all, so we have, let's say, the first step was we did everything in a cloud-based solution. Then we have, let's say, all the transparencies, all our KPIs in a homemade Power BI screen, where everybody can have a look on it from top to every colleagues in our every employee. Either he's a demand manager, or he's a supplier manager, or he works in operation. So all have the same look on it. Also Rainer, our CEO, have the same look on it, and it depends on them how deep they like to scroll. And on the other hand, if we talk about, let's say, digital tooling, so that things where we can, take out the manual process we have by today in place, and we can adapt it with software solutions. There is something we look on the market, we find something, and this is something we implement.
Yeah. And your knowledge is hugely valuable for them. So a lot of that software that's out there isn't necessarily ideal. That has to have quite a degree of customization. You get involved with those software suppliers. Are you happy with the software ecosystem that's out there for you?
Never be happy with your software suppliers. That would make, let's say, that would not be a good approach. But we are, let's say, 80% we are happy, and then it's KATEK is leading the category. And out of this, we have a different product portfolio than other big companies or like automotive players, yeah. So or under other industrial players. So there we have to adapt it to our needs, and there we have to do a close cooperation with our software suppliers.
Yeah.
But we are doing good, and normally we like to have partners, strong partnerships, and then we have a good way to work on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. Pleasure to talk to you. It looks like a project that's going to reap a lot of value in terms of reducing inventory, but also creating that visibility and extra value for your customers. Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure talking to you, Phil.